so Saudis, but they have slaves, and they're not sound to women either, and they kind of chopped up an old journalist there, Khashoggi, and overall, as an establishment and a government, bad eggs. It's safe to say. Now,
the people who listen to this in the Spotify studio right now are probably staring their hair out at present, I would say.
Well, do you know what? They can fuck off, because this isn't Saudi Arabia and we're allowed to speak our minds.
This is true.
Now, spoiler, we're not in Riyadh, but we're in a worse place. We're actually in
a more oppressive regime.
We're in a more oppressive regime. We're in the fucking belly of the beast, right snug in the middle of London. But so, he said, would you play it? And I was like, well, and I thought to myself, I don't know, because you don't want to be a moral grandstander and say, would I turn down 600 grand where I am sitting right now financially? That would change my life, and be able, you can buy a house, you can do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Would you? I don't know. Right now, my feeling is I would turn it down.
Yeah.
Right now. I would, because I'm just seeing, say, Bill Burr, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been a Bill Burr fan for many, many years. I honestly would never listen to him about anything again. I mean, I think of everyone that went over there, like Jimmy Carr going, I mean, Jimmy Carr would do a gig for the Klan if they paid him the right money.
I think so.
Like, he would. He would do, like, he would have fucking done Gaddafi's birthday. He'd do... That guy just... What? No one's shocked, so no one says that. It's like, whatever. Yeah, Tom Segura. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The man's a fucking... He's a businessman more than a comedian. Right? Kevin Hart, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? There wouldn't be one moral doing a jig around his whole body. But Bill Burr has spent the last year fucking eviscerating billionaires.
Yes.
Like, talking about the blood money that they're getting, the fact that their greed. He was saying they should be shot like rabid dogs in the street. All this shit. And then he goes taking money off trillionaires in Saudi Arabia who have committed terrible human rights violations, and agrees to do this show where you're not allowed to criticize the government, you're not allowed to criticize religion, and it's like, yeah, you're fucking, that's it for you now.
Do you know,
that's it for you having any moral high ground.
Mm-hmm.
You've fucked, not only have you fucked yourself in terms of your fucking righteousness and your soul personally, now no one can listen to you fucking soapbox about anything ever again.
Yeah, particularly when it comes to stuff about free speech or whatever, that a lot of the guys doing this obviously going about a lot. Now, to play devil's advocate for a second, because I don't disagree with you, and I do think that, see, these guys now get enough money like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to fucking do this, right?
That's right.
But I think that a lot of them, one, I just didn't think they didn't think they would get the blowback. They just thought, it's this fucking thing, who cares?
Yeah.
People go and they do the boxing there, and Cristiano Ronaldo plays in the league, and all this stuff. You know, there's so much happens in Saudi Arabia now that, like, how many boxing fights in the last few years have been there?
Yeah.
And nobody really says anything. But I guess it's a different thing when it comes to comedy, because it's obviously about what you can say and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And but I think they just thought that people would turn a bit of a blind eye to it, and nobody would really be that arsed.
Yeah. They didn't think they'd get caught.
No.
They didn't think it would be brought up. They were fucking little fucking,
and you know what? They probably would have got away with it if they didn't make that fucking poster with their faces on it, by the way.
That's right. But the Saudis were always going to do that, because one of the reasons they're paying all this money is to
wash. Washing.
Laugh wash. A new term that some blogger invented there 2 weeks ago. Laugh wash.
Well, they call it sports washing, don't they, when it's the football?
Right.
And, you know, whatever. So,
right.
I don't know.
And I think the thing is, with like footballers or boxers or anything else, like, again,
they're mercenaries anyway,
they're mercenaries in a degree, but they're not claiming any kind of moral high ground. They're not.
Some of them have went to Saudi Arabia to escape some of the shit they've done.
That's right.
Not naming any names.
Who is that? Name the name. Are you talking about Ronaldo?
I'm not saying nothing.
But didn't he? Was that in anyway?
Well, he can't go to America. Well,
He can't go to.
He couldn't. Apparently,
He
whatever.
can't. He can't.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Apparently, he can't go to America now. I don't. I was a bit. I am.
I think that's changed since people have been speaking about it.
that Cristiano's allowed in. Is
He'll
he?
be in the World Cup next year, I believe.
But so basically, I just think if you're already a fucking multimillionaire,
Yeah.
like some of the guys that went over there are absolutely filthy rich. I heard someone. It's like, what? You need a fourth house? Is it?
I know.
Like, do you know what I mean?
But the other thing is as well, right, you could argue that there's no way to live morally in our society, you know, with the stuff our government does, the stuff America does. So it's like, if you do anything,
Yeah.
it's like corrupt. So it's like, are the Saudis that more corrupt than the US government, whatever? And the answer, of course, is yes.
Right.
But it's like, it's funny what people morally, like, where the line is. Because there's an argument that we should object to gigging in the US.
Oh, well, there's no doubt. I mean, if you really drill down into it, if you're in America,
Yeah.
you know,
Should you be wearing that Adidas top? Should I be drinking this Coke Zero? Probably not.
you scumbag. Is Adidas bad?
I don't know, probably.
Fucking.
I don't
probably.
think they've changed their... Everyone just seems to have got over it, don't they? Maybe like about 10 years ago, everyone's like, no, you know, because they make kids wear the clothes and everyone's like, look at my fucking Nike Air Maxes, you know, like...
Yeah, I think we just, you know, people forget. Do you know what I mean? And we all default to what's comfortable.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And what's affordable. And I think our minds naturally kind of just block out stuff that's inconvenient for us to think about.
And this is what I'm saying, that this is basically what all those comics that signed up to the Riyadh thing have done.
Yes, and you know what? And now that you say it, no, they're all right to do it.
and actually, we'll be there next year.
And we'll be there next year. No, they're dead right. And I have more respect for Bill Burr now that I think about it. I just think for him particularly, I don't think, like, first off, if they did 9/11, like, I look at someone like Shane Gillis, look how great he looks now. Like, he came out
said no,
because he said no. They doubled the amount of money. He still said no.
Even Tim Dillon, who did say yes and then sort of like made jokes about them and they dropped him.
Yeah, and that looks a lot better.
It does.
Now they at least have a position to stand where they're not completely compromised by the fact that they are fucking shills for money. Whereas Bill Burr, I think Bill Burr will lose more money than he made for doing it. I just looked at, on the way here, I looked at the comment section of his last podcast. I'm talking 400 comments of non-stop. Everyone saying they're stopping listening to the podcast.
And what did he say about doing it? Because I know he spoke about it on his podcast.
And this is the worst thing. He sounds like he had a lobotomy. He comes on and he just goes, was just in Riyadh. Does not address at all the fact, the controversy around him doing it. No. Just start saying...
There weren't many ladies!
Yeah. Couldn't see their faces. So then he goes on in this such a, like, straight... He sounded like there was a man in the room with an AK-47 pointed at his head.
Maybe there was.
And perhaps there was, brother. You know?
They have the same acoustics as the audio from the Jamal Khashoggi.
So he's on there and he's just like, yeah, man. He's like, you go to Saudi Arabia and, like, you expect, you know, it's going to be this, like, crazy, like, repressed country. But, man, they're just like us, man. It's just like, it was like one of the most top 3 comedy experiences I've had. They were just up for, man. You're just like, not one biting thing. Everything is just like, man, they just have McDonald's and Starbucks and, like, they have a Chili's there, man. And it's like, yeah, this is all stuff you could have found out if you Googled it.
Yeah.
It's all just bullshit. It's like...
It's called capitalism.
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about, brother?
Yeah.
They even have a Chili's here. Shut the fuck up. What do you... It's just like... honestly, I could not believe he has been, like, publicly castrated or something for money. It's insane.
And
it's just actually insane.
I think people are disappointed in him even more because, as you say, in the last year he's been really good at being outspoken about, you know, wealth inequality and things like that. Whereas he was never always like the most liberal guy in the world. And people would maybe have, once upon a time, look to a Louis C.K. or a Dave Chappelle, and both of them obviously fallen out of favour. So Bill Burr was like the last.
That's right.
The last one you were allowed to like.
That's right. That's exactly right. He's the last one you're allowed to like. Like, if this had happened pre-2017, you'd be like, I can't fucking believe Louis doing that.
Yeah.
Because Louis was, in a way, despite the fact his comedy is fucking batshit and dark and stuff, there was always kind of an element of morality to it.
Yes.
And I always thought he was kind of, in a way, like really espousing that he was a good man.
Yeah.
You know, despite the fact you've these dark thoughts and everything. I think that's, because that's everyone, right, isn't it? It's like, right, we're all trying to be good people, but like, we are all still like, fucked up. We all have this shadow self, this part of us that's bad, and he was just kind of being honest enough to express that, but at the same time you're like, he's a good person. Then you find out, you know, he's wanking in front of anyone who stands still for more than 2 minutes. He's gonna fucking rub off in front of you, and then you think, okay, but Bill, and like then obviously Chappelle like has just gone full Graham Linehan. And I don't know, that's the chicken and the egg who came before the other.
He is appearing in the Father Ted musical, Dave Chappelle now.
Huh?
He is appearing in the Father Ted musical.
Oh, that's because Father Stone has died, so Chappelle's the new Father Stone.
He hasn't, because that is Michael Redmond.
That's right, okay,
we can't, just want to put out Michael Redmond's still alive.
And in Scotland,
hopefully
right?
Well, and he's in Glasgow,
So, but I think what's mad with Bill is, so Bill was, some might have seen him as not that liberal at one time, but what I thought and what I loved about Bill Burr, and I've spoken about this up till very recently, and now I look a fucking fool, I tell you that, was that when culture was predominantly, like during the Obama years and everything, very liberal, and that was by far what was seen as the only really acceptable point of view to have, was this very progressive, very, you could use the word woke, kind of outlook on life, between what it was feminism, diversity, all this stuff. And because
in a word, Yas Queen.
Yas Queen. Just the Yas Queenification of the Western world, right? So you had that.
Maybe you like about Saudi Arabia, but that's not happened.
That's not happened there. And they have resisted the woke mind virus gallantly and bravely, and they should be commended for that. And that's why I think all the comedians were brave to do it. They're all brave. So when that was the predominant kind of cultural force in America anyway, and what's the predominant cultural force in America tends to like fucking bleed in over here as well.
Yes.
Then Bill Burr was kind of railing against that. Which I think is a comedian's job to some degree, is to kind of try to, especially if you're a comedian like him. I mean, if you're a comedian like me, your job is just to talk about eating your own cum. But, you know, if you're
a contrarian.
Yes, if you're a contrarian and you're kind of a social and political commentator, or, you know, societal commentator, then I think your job is to punch holes in what the dominant narrative is, right? So that's what he did then. Then as things have shifted to the right, now he then shifted into poking holes in that, talking about billionaires. He'd post stuff about how much he loves his wife. He would, you know, when he was on with Rogan, he would fucking push back against Rogan's shite about masks and vaccines and all this shit. And he didn't go with the flow of like what you could say was where culturally things were moving, which was kind of to the right online, this manosphere thing, and then he railed against that. So I thought, this guy is fucking unbelievable, because he's doing what a comedian should do, and he's fucking undermining whatever the current fucking predominant thing in culture is, right? And then he took, I don't know, whatever, 2 million to, you know, go play for fucking journalist murderers, and I've never thought more highly of him.
It just it just shows you how you can undermine it with one thing like that, yeah. But
one thing!
I know.
But then also, it's not only the one thing, but then for him to come out on his podcast and just this weird lobotomized, they have a Burger King in Saudi Arabia. What?
Yeah, it wasn't the crime, it was the cover-up. That's what always gets you.
This is the most, like, insightful fucking, like, what would you say? kind of like knife through butter, see-througher of bullshit of our whole generation.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing him be there like he's fucking was in one
Hey,
floor.
they've got a Wendy's.
They've got a Wendy's here now. It's crazy.